Good morning, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Salt here to say a few things about testing. So recently, and a few of you are still finishing up your MAP test for the spring. And I have to say, after looking at the scores, you all have really tried very hard and put forth a lot of effort into showing what you know from this school year. Well, starting this week and in the coming weeks, our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders are going to be taking our Florida State Assessment, our FSA test. And these tests are pretty important because it's going to give us some information about how well we did as teachers in teaching you this year. It's going to give us a lot of good data, so we want to remind you that we want you to do your best and put all your effort into doing well. If a test takes 80 minutes, take 80 minutes, just like you did on the MAP test. So we want to wish you good luck as you start taking these tests in the next coming days and weeks. And I have a little story that I want to share with you, and it's called Testing Miss Malarkey. Miss Malarkey is a good teacher. Usually she's really nice, but a couple of weeks ago she started acting a little weird. She started talking about the test, the Instructional Performance Through Understanding test. I think Miss Malarkey said it was the IPTU test. But Miss Malarkey said the test wasn't that important. She said it wouldn't affect our report cards, it wouldn't mean extra homework, and if we didn't do well, we'd still go on to the next grade. At recess, we played multiplication mambo. Each class got new CD-ROMs called There's Something About Decimals. After lunch, we played funny phonics. Miss Malarkey said, you never know what's going to be on the test. The closer we got to the test day, the weirder things got. When I brought the attendance sheets to the office, I heard Mr. Wiggins yelling about pencils. This is the test. I want the good number 2 pencils, not the kind with the crumbly erasers, and I will personally make sure they're sharpened perfectly. The cafeteria lady, Miss Slopdown, took away the potato chips and served only fish. In art, we made posters about the test. Mrs. Magenta also showed us how to color in all those little circles they put on the test. During gym, we didn't play baseball or even exercise. Mr. Fit Enough said we had to prepare our minds and bodies for the test. We all learned something about meditating and about something called yogurt. Like I said, thanks for getting pretty weird at school. I got to thinking the test was sort of important. Even my mom knew about the test. When she read me my bedtime story, I had to complete a ditto and give the main idea before I go to sleep. My mom started making me eat a really big breakfast. For lunch, she packed me a Power Bar 2000. When I got to school, I traded Adam for a fat-free bran muffin. He traded with Hannah for a baggie of carrot sticks. Hannah didn't want the Power Bar, so she asked her friend Meredith if she would trade it for an apple. Somehow, someone must have wanted the apple, and I'm not sure what happened, but I had the Power Bar 2000 again. One night, Mom took me to a PTA meeting. A man was there talking about the test. He wasn't a teacher or a parent or even the principal, but whoever he was, he seemed to think the test was pretty important, and so did the parents. The day of the test, the janitor, Mr. Surley, closed off the whole hallway. You couldn't even walk down it unless you had a pass, and you had to whisper. Miss Malarkey had to whisper the secret password to Mr. Surley before she could go to room 10. That morning, there were more teachers than kids waiting for the nurse. Miss Malarkey's job was to hand out the number 2 pencils and the scratch paper. She looked like she didn't get enough sleep. Principal Wiggins was keeping the time. He wouldn't even touch the test until he waved the flag. When it was time to start, he waved the flag so hard something happened to his hair. The test took forever. It took 2 whole days. My friend Carmen got in trouble for not using a scratch paper the right way. I thought the Ninja Warrior looked pretty good, though. Miss Malarkey caught Barry with his baseball cards. Megan got a stomachache and had to go to the nurse, and the hall monitor gave her such a hard time she threw up right in the hallway. When Miss Malarkey said to erase all your pencil marks, Janet erased her whole test. Principal Wiggins was in the room for a while, but he had a stomachache and had to go to the nurse. I hope he didn't throw up in the hallway, too. After the test, everybody got prizes and had treats, and we got an extra recess. Even Stephen, who fell asleep 2 times during the test. Miss Malarkey looked wiped out, and she didn't even take the test. It's been a long time since we took the test. Things are back to normal. Principal Wiggins isn't yelling quite so much. The cafeteria lady started serving potato chips again. Mom's packing me good old peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And Miss Malarkey is letting her fingernails grow really long. I guess the test really wasn't that important after all. Number 1, IPTU County Champions. Boys and girls, the test is pretty important. And it's important for us to know just how much you learned this year in this crazy COVID year. So please make sure that you try very hard, put your best foot forward, and try. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Mrs. Salt.